Hey, what's going on, Aquarius? Butch here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. Sorry about my wrinkly shirt. The problem with losing so much weight is that all your shirts start to get really baggy on you. Guess it's time to buy some new ones. But anyway, not that you care. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get it. Yours, what do we have for Aquarius? What message do we have for Aquarius? All right, Aquarius. So the first thing that I see, Aquarius, is I feel like there's someone that you have something going on with. Now it doesn't, I feel like it hasn't never really hit the real world, or at least it hasn't hit in a real way. What I see is someone, there's this feeling of feeling defeated. And I feel like, I feel like you both know what you want from each other. But I feel like there's this defeated feeling that keeps coming in the way. There's something stopping this from moving forward. You know, you both feel a very deep connection to each other. You know, this is more than either one of you realized it was going to be. You know, I feel like there's a lot of overthinking. You know, and I feel like this happened quickly, and it seemed almost impulsive. You know, but I feel like as we move forward, we start to realize that it's not impulsive anymore. It's still there. You know, I feel like in the beginning with this person, there's a very physical connection, and we thought that maybe that's all it is. But as we move forward, we see that that's not all it is. That's just where it began. You know, with this person, you know, there is that very commanding presence, a very authoritative figure. I feel like it's impossible to ignore this person when they're around, and they find, like I said, we can mirror this reading, because I feel like it's on both sides. This connection that you share with this person, it really is unlike anything I've seen before. You know, I feel like it's such a deep connection, but for some reason, we're looking at the negatives here instead of the positives. It's almost like we're trying to find a way not to have this move forward. It's almost like we're trying to find an out. Even though we both want this, it's like we're trying to find a way not to. Now, this may give us a little indication of why we're trying to fight this so hard. I do feel like there is a third party somewhere in this mix. There is someone else, whether you're with someone or they're with someone, or there is some connection going on. You know, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes love finds us when we don't expect it to. Sometimes we may be with someone when our true love shows up. I definitely feel like there's somebody else in the mix here, and I feel like that may be some of the issue of why this is feeling hard to move forward with this. Wanting it is one thing. I feel like there's a lot of potential between you and this person, and I feel like the more you get to know them, the more it becomes evidently clear. I feel like when you're around this person, how you go about things and how they go about things is different. I feel like it's almost like together you're fearless. Together, nothing can stop you. But I feel like it's the moments when you're not together that all this other drama seeps in. I one of the things I see is I feel like you're not being honest with each other. And it's almost like something's holding you back from allowing you to be honest. It's almost like I feel like one of you feel like you're and it may be this third person, but I feel like there's a strong feeling that if you're honest, you're gonna hurt someone. Like I said, I feel like sometimes we're with someone and all of a sudden this new energy comes in and it takes over. Maybe it starts off as a physical connection, or maybe it starts off as a crush. But as it develops and as we start to see the bond that we have with this person, the way we feel around them, that we can just be open, we can talk about anything, we can be direct with this person, we can say things to this person that we never could say to anybody else, especially the person that third party. We feel like ourselves when we're around this person. And I feel like you feel like yourself and they feel like themselves. And as long as we ignore this, it's almost like we feel like we're going to somehow find balance by ignoring this. Like it's just going to go away. What I see here, this is not going away. This is something that is not going away, and the longer you fight it with that Five of Wands, the more regret's going to seep in with that Five of Swords. Like, you may think you're doing the right thing, they may think they're doing the right thing, but we're denying ourselves that true connection that has presented itself to us. And no matter what's in the way, it's not going to make this go away. Like I said, the potential here keeps growing and growing and growing. This connection is deeper and deeper. And like I said, this is not like anything I've ever seen before, because this is two people that I feel like we're meant to be together, and I feel like you both know that. Like I said, I feel like you both know. And the more we fight it, it's like, it's like swimming against the current. Yeah, you can swim against the current. It's going to be difficult, and eventually you're going to wear yourself out, when it's just that so much easier to go with the current. It'll take you don't have to burn any energy at all. I don't feel like this is going to be the super easy transition, but I feel like it was, you know what you want. This connection is deeper than either one of you realized it was, and the more we deny that, the more it's still there. It's like that elephant in the room. Us denying it is like feeding it, and as we feed it, that is going to grow, and it's eventually going to get to the point where that elephant is too big for the room, and it's very possible that somebody's going to get hurt, and it's not always pretty. But I feel like as long as we're ignoring this, we have the Star card, and I'm covering up the nudity. I don't want to get another strike. We got to nurture this. We got to start seeing this in a different perspective and realize that, sometimes things happen without any, without any preemptive knowledge. And sometimes with the right person just comes along and we may already be entangled with someone else. But it's not going to go away. This is, it's new love. Like I said, I mean, we have new love. We have the Lover's card. This is a deep connection. It's what you've both been waiting for. And sometimes love doesn't come when it's most convenient every time. But like I said, I do feel like this needs to be acknowledged because it's not going anywhere. I feel like this person, whichever one of you is involved with someone, that person may fill up a few of your cups, and maybe it's hard to walk away from that and that fear. But we need to talk about this because I feel like this person coming towards you, this new person, they don't just fill some of your cups; they fill them all. I feel like that. And like I said, I mean, this person just wants to reach out and grab you and hold on to you. It started physical, but it's more than a crush. It's more than either one of you expected it to be. And like I said, I feel like this is heading in something much more than just physical. I mean, very romantic, and energy that you share with this person. I feel like you share a very strong mental connection, a physical connection, but also a very emotional connection. And I feel like the longer we ignore this, the larger the baggage is going to be. Sometimes we got to let go of the old to let room for the new. And it's not going to be easy transition. Like I said, it's not going to be easy, but I feel like it's going to be something that is necessary. Because we can hide it away and we can pretend like it doesn't exist, but it's still there, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, like I said, it's something that needs to be. This is something that has to be fought for. It has to be something that you go after it. No matter what the situation is. And like I said, in all likelihood, somebody may get hurt. But if it doesn't progress, then a lot of people are going to get hurt. Like I said, when you're around this person, I feel like there's this fearlessness, there's this openness, there's all the things that you ever wanted are right there in this person. And no matter how deep a hole we dig to try to bury this, it's never going to be buried. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there, and it's always going to be in the back of your mind, and it's always going to be in the front of your mind when you see them. Those feelings that you have for each other aren't going away. Like I said, this is a very deep connection. It's very different than what I'm used to seeing. Usually there's not two people that are meant to be together, and I feel like that's what this is. Two people meant to be together that are fighting it. And subsequently, if that's a word, you're fighting a losing battle. Because even if you win, you lose. But like I said, sometimes we have to let go of the old to make room for the new. And it just feels right. It's not easy, but with this person we have Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. We have Cancer and Pisces and Scorpio. Feeling some Virgo as well. Excuse me. It kind of reminds me, a buddy of mine years and years ago, and it was just after high school. I remember he was with this girl, and they had a pretty good connection. And I remember one night he was telling me, he said, you know, with her, a lot of things are great. I mean, we have a great sex life. You know, we can talk about anything, but it always feels like there's something missing. And we had this long conversation about it, and at the end of it, he was just kind of like, you know, I'm just maybe just overthinking it, because he was thinking about asking her to marry him, but then he was getting like the cold feet, and he said maybe it's just cold feet. So we never talked about it for another couple weeks. Then one day he showed up at my house. He's like, man, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what's up? And he said, I met this girl. And he goes, I met her about a week ago. And he said, I can't stop thinking about her. And he said, he said, we have, like, they work together. She just started at work with him. He said we were at lunch. The first time we really talked, we went to lunch, you know, as a company, and I ended up talking to her a little bit. And he said for the last week I've been having lunch with her, you know, and other people. He said it was never just me and her. He said, but I'm so wrapped up. He said I think about her all the time, and he said I feel like an asshole because I'm with, you know, with my girlfriend. And he said, I'm thinking about this girl. And he said, I just feel like, he said, you know, I'm not cheating, but I feel like I'm cheating. And he said, I'm thinking about this girl, and I get excited to have lunch with her, and we have great conversations. You know, she gets my weird sarcastic jokes. We have a lot of similarities. We have the same favorite bands. You know, we like the same things that I don't have with my girlfriend. You know, even though we have a great sex life, even though we talk about everything, she doesn't like to do a lot of things that I like to do. But this girl that I met, she's into all the things I like. Like, he likes to go to concerts. His girlfriend at the time was kind of an introvert. She didn't like to go out. And he said, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Do I just cold turkey stop talking to this girl? Like, do I just ignore my feelings? Or do I let my girlfriend go and see where this goes? And I said, first of all, I mean, it is, in my eyes, it's kind of a very sketchy situation, because, I mean, first of all, I don't like the fact that you're telling me that you're going to lunch with this girl every day. I mean, I get that it's you know, you go with other people. Maybe there'd be 2 other people with you from work, and you're just sharing lunch. I said, but the thing that really gets me, and I'm going to tell you my advice. My advice is to talk to your girlfriend, to be honest with her, and tell her how you're feeling. And he said, that sounds like the stupidest thing I ever heard. And I said, well, that's just what I would do. I'm like, because it's not fair to her, because you're thinking about somebody else. It's not fair to this new person, because you have a girlfriend. I'm like, so you need to tell your girlfriend, either commit to her completely, or tell her you need to take a break. I'm like, he's like, but I don't want to hurt her. That's why I think it's a stupid idea to tell her that. I'm like, but you don't think it's going to hurt her if she finds out? You don't think it's going to hurt her 2 months down the road if you're madly in love with this other girl? At least she's getting a preemptive warning. And I'm like, if you care about her, which I know you do, you may not be in love. You may love her, but you may not be in love with her. But it's fair to her to tell her the truth. It's not fair to keep it hidden. Anyway, he finally took my advice. They broke up, and he ended up, a few months later, he started dating another girl. Now, since then, they got married and I think they had their 2nd or 3rd kid a couple years ago. Their first son is actually the same age as my oldest son. And He said he still has a pretty good friendship with his ex. But like I said, sometimes people get hurt. I mean, in his case, it seemed to work out. You know, he was honest with her and he told her, like, listen, I've been thinking with this other girl, and you know, there's so many different things that I feel connected to her in ways that I don't feel connected necessarily with you. And it's a hard conversation. It's not going to be easy. And anybody looking for an easy way to have that conversation, you know, I got some magic beans to sell you. But it is what it is. You know, just because you're with someone doesn't mean the right one doesn't come along. And you got a choice. You ignore it and hope it goes away. But the fact that he was indulging it, that's not right. You know, if you're with someone and you have feelings for someone else, it's not right to hide that from them. Because if you care about that person in any way, shape, or form, you got to be honest with them. And maybe it ends up being nothing. Maybe you just have a great friendship with this new person. But your partner should know. If you're doing something that you wouldn't appreciate your partner doing, you're doing something wrong. And you got to live up to your own standards. But like I said, he was afraid because he was with her for a few years, and he was afraid that he was going to hurt her. You know, he didn't want her to hate him. But I said, if you let it go on and you don't tell her, when she finds out, she is going to hate you. More than likely. You know, but like I said, I mean, sometimes we're involved when we meet the right person. What do? It's a very sticky situation. And there's not a whole lot of good outcomes. But we gotta follow our heart. We gotta follow our heart, and we gotta trust it. We gotta trust our intuition. And sometimes, like I always say, your intuition isn't always going to tell you what you want to hear, but it's always going to tell you what you need to hear. Whether you're listening or not is up to you. Anyway, this was a long story. I apologize, but sorry but not sorry. It was relevant. The cough was extra. Anyway, be good. Take care. Stay safe. Have a happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, winter solstice, whatever else is out there. I hope you have fun. I hope you are surrounded by people that love you and that you love. And I hope you have a safe and happy rest of the month. I'll probably see you before Christmas, but if I don't, see you soon.